Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome from Germany, Bastian Steger. And from Japan, please welcome MIZUTANI. The officials, the umpire from Korea, Lee Soon-jung. And the assistant umpire, also from Korea, Oh Sung-hee. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the men's singles final, Calcut Pro Tour Grand Finals 2010. It is from Japan, MIZUTANI, from Germany, Bastian Steger.
Introductions complete. It's the men's singles final. It's MIZUTANI, who we can see there on screen playing in black. MIZUTANI qualified for these Pro Tour Grand Finals in 4th position. He's currently ranked number 10 in the world, was 8th a few months ago. He's only 21 years of age, and there's his opponent with his back to us, Bastian Steger. What a performance he's put in here. Ranked at number 33 in the world, qualified in 15th position, possibly the tournament of a lifetime. He has been as high as number 20 in the world, so he's an incredibly strong player. 29 years of age, as I mentioned. These two have played each other 4 times. And quite a surprising statistic for me is that Steger actually has a 3-1 lead, although the last time they played was in 2009 in the last 32 of the English Open, where MIZUTANI won 4-3. So the track record favours Steger, although some of the victories against MIZUTANI would be when he was a teenager. He's now a few years older, a few points better. The umpire, Lee Soo-jung, from South Korea, or the Republic of Korea, as is the appropriate name. MIZUTANI, semi-final of the Men's World Cup recently in Magdeburg in Germany. Was 3 games to 0 up in that semi-final against Zhang Yaiki, one of the highest ranked Chinese players in the world, and let that one slip away. Won the Hungarian Open, the Pro Tour event in 2010, and won the Pro Tour event in Korea in 2009. Just saw there his route through to the final.
Then in the quarterfinals last night, accounted for Singapore's Cao Ning, and then early this afternoon,
MIZUTANI beating young Sik of Korea 4-2, then Tang Peng, Hong Kong, China 4-2, and then a 4-2 victory over Vladimir Samsonov, the number 1 seed. Steger, on the other hand, beat teammate Dmitry Ovtcharov. Long way to fly. They flew together from Germany, some 13-14 hours on a plane, only to find they drew each other in the first round. Could have perhaps played that one back in Germany and the winner come here, but nevertheless, that's not possible, of course. But Steger won 4 games to 3. Then beat Cao Ning from Singapore 4-2, and then in an epic semi-final against Ru Sung-min, won 4-2, but it was the 3rd game when he was 10-2 down, saved 10 match points to win 14-12. So the 2 minutes pre-game practice is now up. Lee Soo-jung there on the screen has called the players to order. Best of 7 games, and it's Yun MIZUTANI to serve at the start of the first game. MIZUTANI quick to acknowledge his good fortune. All indications are that MIZUTANI is the favourite. He's ranked 23 places above STEGER. He's knocked out the #1 seed. He's in great form. But of course STEGER psychologically has that 3-1 advantage over him from a head-to-head point of view. Even though some of those games would have been 2 or 3 years ago when MIZUTANI was a teenager, he'll still remember those defeats. So maybe psychologically STEGER in a good place. That was a good forehand topspin from STEGER, stayed up to the table. Took the topspin off the bounce on, straight down the line. Of course, what could be a very big game in 18, 19 months' time at the Olympic Games in London will be Japan versus Germany in the men's team event. If it happens, China the favourites, although Japan came very close to beating them in Lucknow in the Asian Championships. Japan led 2-1 and MIZUTANI led 2-1 and 10-7 against Zhu Xin. 3 match points, 3 overall match points for Japan to beat China 3-1, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But of course the other very strong team, the silver medalists in Beijing, are Germany. Timo Boll, ranked #2 in the world. Dmitry Ovcharov, who STEGER beat here in the first round. He's ranked very high, 11-12 on the current world ranking list. In fact, he's at number 11. And then a whole host of very strong players, one of whom is Bastian STEGER. So who knows? This game in 20 months' time could be for an Olympic medal. And again, who knows if Germany or Japan can take China all the way. China clearly the strong favourites. The Chinese players failing to meet the requirements to qualify for the events here at the Pro Tour Grand Finals. In the singles, to qualify, the minimum participation requirements were to compete in 6 events or compete on 3 continents in ITTF Pro Tour events, and the top Chinese players failed to do that. Ma Long, Ma Lin finished 2nd and 3rd respectively. Ma Lin actually only competed in 1 event, Ma Long in 2. That's a great forehand topspin. MIZUTANI in good form. 9-5, 4-point lead at the end of this first game. Steger now with his 2 serves. That's an error with the forehand, and that gives Mizutani 5 game points. And there it is. Yun Mizutani takes the first game comfortably, 11-5. Players now have a chat with their respective coaches. Just got a few of the stats wrong with my previous comments, just to confirm Marlin actually competed in 3 events, which is still way short of the required 6. But it was Zhang Yaiki who finished top on the points. But again, he only competed in 4 events on 2 continents. Timo Boll failed to fulfill the requirements, competing in 5 events on 2 continents. Difficult to find the balance between ensuring the best players, the players who perform best on the circuit, qualify, but at the same time they have to support the circuit and play in a number of events so that it's fair and equitable to all the players. I'm sure the experts will look at it and review it constantly, as you would do with any qualification system, to make sure it's suitable to the current times, the current competitive programs and demands on the top players. Mizutani off to a good start, takes the first point. Mizutani, of course, is the left-hander out there. Funny enough, he started life as a right-handed player, and it was his mother and father who are involved in coaching who suggested he should change, do something a little bit different, more unusual, and encouraged him to play left-handed. And of course now here he is, top 10 player in the world with the left hand. Where would he be playing right-handed? We shall never know. Good play by Steger, holding his ground, not being forced too far away from the table, playing the counter top spins. By occasion, MIZUTANI, who backed away from the table. That's a good topspin from Bastian Steger. Steger's got a pretty impressive record on the Pro Tour events. Quarterfinal in Poland this year, quarterfinal in Slovenia. In 2009 he was runner-up in Poland, quarterfinal in Japan. Fortune favours the brave. Apologises for his good fortune, but he went for the shot. He went for the angle. And of course, to qualify in 15th position for this Pro Tour Grand Finals, as he did, Bastian Steger, to make the final is a quite superb performance. Can he put the icing on the cake and win it? Scores level now, 5 points each. Looks like the ball's got a slight crack in it. Lee Soo Chun, the umpire there, quick to rectify the problem. Looks the ball from nowhere. Players are happy with it. And MIZUTANI now serving, leading 6-5. Steger placing that ball down the middle of the table. MIZUTANI not sure whether to play backhand or forehand, hence the error. Just see him there coming across, playing the backhand from probably where he should have been taking on the forehand topspin. 6 points each. Steger just mistiming that forehand topspin. It's always difficult to whip it off the bounce. There's the block. Catches the leading edge of his racket. And MIZUTANI now with his nose in front, leads 8-7. Second serve in this sequence. Quite a few players now coming across when the service is short to the forehand to return it with the backhand. That's exactly what Steger did there, but it didn't work this time. MIZUTANI now looking very solid. Leads 9-7, but it's Steger with his two serves. Pushed it long into the backhand. Steger lifts off the end of the table. And MIZUTANI now with 3 game points. First one saved, but now of course MIZUTANI has the advantage of his 2 serves to come, and the players, having progressed through a further 6 points, entitled to use the towel, which both take advantage of. Husband and wife there. Tang Peng won in the final of the men's doubles. Tia Yana lost in the final. But not a bad day for husband and wife. So 3 game points. Now down to 1. Steger saved 10 game points in the semi-final against Roo Sun Min. Can he save a third one here? No, he can't. And MIZUTANI punches the air as he takes the game point. Wins the second game 11-9. And MIZUTANI quickly to his corner. Jörg Roskopf a little slower off his feet, the German coach. Jörg Roskopf, of course, will be giving a lot of thought to his team for the Olympic Games coming up in London. One certainty, Timo Boll. And then there's a few possibilities. Clearly number 11 in the world, Ovtcharov, strong contender, but he has to consider doubles as well. Steger, a very strong doubles player, qualified in first position here in the doubles event, which was quite incredible with teammate Patrick Baum. They did compete in 7 events. That gives them a massive opportunity to win points, but nevertheless still very impressive. So Jörg Roskopf, former European champion, former World Cup winner, juggling with quite a few balls. It'll be interesting to see where those balls land and who he selects. But meanwhile, his problem is to try and get Bastian Steger back into this final. I think he's got a tough task. MIZUTANI played very well, kept his cool in the semi-final against Vladimir Samsonov. He won the first 3 games, 11-9, 11-9, 11-9, all close. Then he lost 11-7, 11-5. And of course, a potential crisis. But he kept his nerve, won the 6th game, 12-10. And here he is in the final, 2 games to 0 up. And 1-all in this 3rd game. Good play by Steger, played the angles well. Promising start by the 29-year-old German player in this 3rd game. The serve drifted long. Steger pounced on it with that forehand topspin. Went on to win the point, but it all hinged around that excellent return of serve. There we see it. Slight change in tactics there from MIZUTANI, threw that one up a little bit higher. Paid dividends, he won the point, but he's still 2 points adrift. Steger 4, MIZUTANI 2. Topspin rally, Steger coming out on top. Certainly a slight wobble here from young MIZUTANI. Mistimed that forehand topspin, caught the leading edge, but full marks to Steger. He's putting him under pressure, he's staying up to the table, he's looking to get him first. Interesting tactics. MIZUTANI forces Steger away. He's not prepared to take on a smash, not prepared to go for an outright winner. He's just prepared to keep the steady topspins going, keep Steger away from the table, and eventually the thinking is the point will come, and that's exactly what happened. Not quite enough pace on the MIZUTANI backhand for the forehand topspin off the bounce to come off for Bastian Steger. MIZUTANI trying to keep the ball tight over the net with the short push, but it drifts long. It's a very good shot from Steger. He's played that very well in this final. The short ball that's just slightly long. He's in very quickly. But he just can't shake off MIZUTANI. That's an interesting call. The umpire's giving the point to Steger. And there's a little bit of confusion. One umpire showing the score as 8-4. And indeed, now the umpire showing 8-4 is now changing to 7-5. Never in doubt by the two players. There was no discussion. Two big points now for Steger. Certainly needs one of these two. Both of them would be a bonus. No compromise from Steger on the backhand. That's exactly what it should have been. He had to go for the big backhand topspin. It almost came off. There we see him, launches himself into that backhand. Good tactics, didn't quite work out. This time the backhand did come off, and Steger keeps that 2-point lead. His service changes. MIZUTANI now with his 2 serves, and he certainly needs to take both these points. Steger will consider that an opportunity missed. That's a great return of serve. Came underneath the ball, the long fast push, a lot of backspin, and MIZUTANI failing to lift that backspin. And now Steger with 2 game points, and indeed the advantage of service. Steger takes the 3rd game, 11-8, and this final still very much alive. Moment now to take advice from the coaches. The situation summarised there on the screen. MIZUTANI leads by 2 games to 1. Quick look at the highlights from the previous game. Players now back at the table for the start of the 4th game. Steger to serve. Good tight return from MIZUTANI. Read the spin, managed to keep the ball tight over the net. Playing very powerful backhand from close to the table. Good start by the Japanese player. Again, Steger coming across to play the backhand from the forehand side. Tactic a lot of players employ at the moment, but it's not working so far for Steger. And MIZUTANI making a determined effort to stay close to the table. Put his opponent under pressure straight away in the point, and that's exactly what he did there. Steger now 4 points adrift with his 2 serves to come. Perfect start by young MIZUTANI, 5 points out of 5. What a good rally. Top spin to top spin. players go to the towel after 6 points, and it's all 6 points for Jun MIZUTANI. Lots of great action here for the photographers. Steger off the mark. 6-1. Three consecutive points now for Steger. He's lost the first 6. He's won the last 3. Make that 4. Topspin to topspin. It's anybody's point at the moment. Steger likes to stage these comebacks. Saved 10 match points against Roo Sung-min. Came back from 10-2 down. Here he's 6-love down. He's just won 5 consecutive points. 1 point adrift. So the players use the towel for the second time, and on this occasion Steger's won all 6 points. So it's 6 points apiece. You cannot count this player out, Bastian Steger. Seven consecutive points. Six-love down, 8-6 up, and it's been some quite superb play to win those last 8 points. Strong, consistent topspins, backhand and forehand. MIZUTANI breaks the run of 8 consecutive points. Topspin down the middle of the table, into the body. What a rally! Steger covering enormous amounts of ground, and that's viciously coming round. It wasn't that far away. That would have been remarkable improvisation if that would have gone on. So, business end. 4th game, 8 points each. Again, MIZUTANI coming round, playing a backhand from the forehand side of the table, but it paid dividends. There he comes round, only just on the forehand side, but nevertheless an interesting choice of shots. 8-9. Big point for both players. Steger will be struggling if he loses this one. He'll face 2 game points against the MIZUTANI serve. Oh, wonderful play. Quite superb. So, after a rally like that and a further 6 points, both players go to the tower, and this time Honours shared 3 points each during the last 6 points. MIZUTANI now serving 9 points each. Oh, wonderful play there, contained with superb blocking, containing skills, and then managed to get in with a strong topspin himself. Classical play by both players, but MIZUTANI containing, then taking the initiative, and it's a game point. He leads 10-9. And a little bit of backspin on the serve, and again Steger coming across to return with his backhand from the forehand side of the table, and having staged a wonderful comeback from 6-0 down to 8-6 up, 8 consecutive points. He just loses the 4th game, 11-9, and now Yun MIZUTANI leads by 3 games to 1, and you just wonder whether that's the turning point in this men's singles final. Steger, the slight underdog, had a chance to make it 2-all. It's now 3-1. He needs to win 3 consecutive games. Bastian Steger, but having seen him come back from 10-2 down against Ru Sung-min, to come back from 6-0 down in the previous game, who knows? This 29-year-old German player doesn't know when to say enough's enough. He's going to fight all the way, no question about that. Some great highlights there from the 4th game. Now the players are back at the table for the start of the 5th. And of course MIZUTANI now just needs 1 of the remaining 3 games to clinch the title. And that's not a good start in this 5th game. I don't think we'll see many more of those. Exchange of short play, delicate touch shots. MIZUTANI coming out on top. That's what's fascinating about this game. 1 minute it's delicate touch shot, keeping the ball tight over the net, then it explodes into a point like this one. That's simply outstanding table tennis. Backhand and forehand topspins from both players, spraying the ball around the table. Doesn't come a lot better than that. 2 points each. MIZUTANI now with his 2 serves to come. Oh, what an angle. Forced MIZUTANI away from the table, created a wider angle and then picked him off. And there he is. Not even a desperate lunge from MIZUTANI, such was the pace and spin on that ball. First 6 points, honours shared, 3 points each. Both players use the towel. Very warm out there with all the TV lights. Fantastic shot. Punches the air with delight. Good angle. 4 points each. Oh, that's a good forehand topspin. Right in the corner. Right on the baseline. Steger did well, he played a good backhand topspin. Here we see it. MIZUTANI's chasing after it immediately. And plays a quite superb forehand topspin right in the corner on Steger's backhand side. Oh. Great play, just waiting for him to whip one down the line, and I'm sure that's what Steger was preparing himself for, but he kept drilling it into the forehand of Bastian Steger. And now MIZUTANI with a 2 point lead. (7-4) timeout called by Jörg Roskopf. He senses that this fifth game's drifting away. Good time for timeout. There he is on the right. German men's team national coach. Great player himself, world doubles champion, World Cup winner, European champion. Great ambassador for the sport. And here was that wonderful topspin to topspin rally. MIZUTANI keeping the ball into the forehand all the time, and there was Steger ready to go down the backhand. But clever tactics from the 21-year-old from Japan. Oh, that's an error from Steger. Can't afford to do that at this stage. If you're going to come back, he'll be disappointed with that one. He lifted it rather than went through it. Ball was quite high. Just needed him to drill straight through it. Just came up the back of that ball. Spin, not a lot of speed, variation won the point. 8-5, MIZUTANI 3 points away from the title. Oh, what a block down the line. Clearly anticipated quite superbly where that one was going. He was waiting for it. MIZUTANI's round. And that's superb placement. Great reaction. still Mizutani with a 2-point lead, 6-8. We've seen Steger come back on several occasions. Can he do it again? Steger's just having a little question about whether that was up or down. It'll be great to see the action replay. Oof, that is close. That is very close. I'm sure if Mizutani saw the action replay, he'd be a little bit like me, not sure.
Okay, if you sit down, it's okay.
Let's have another look at that. Does that touch the side? I think it's bounced upwards. I would say that's good. I would say that's good. But I'm amazed that Steger's given that one. Should have stuck to the umpire. I'm all in favour of fair play, but Steger there should get some award. Not sure what. That was down for sure. Nine-7. Mizutani with his 2 serves. The umpire Lee Soon-jun was put under pressure there by Steger to change her mind. She'd gone with the point to Steger. 3 match points, 3 championship points for Yun Mizutani. And there it is, first time of asking. Mizutani's delighted. He's won the 5th game 11-7. He's the men's singles champion here at the 2010 Cal Cup Pro Tour Grand Finals. Bastian Steger, I should say. What an outstanding tournament he had. Superb sportsmanship there. Arguably a little too sporting. Didn't want any confrontation, conceded the point. Would it have made a difference? Difficult to say. But there he is, whatever. The winner of the men's singles title here in Seoul. Yun Mizutani, number 10 in the world, 21 years of age. And this is a major title under his belt. He'll be delighted. And so will the rest of Japan. Japan undoubtedly going to put a major assault onto world-class table tennis, both men and women. Mizutani will undoubtedly lead the men, and possibly Ai Fukuhara the women, but it'll be fascinating to see the Japanese team competing in the next Olympic Games. There he is, number 1. And that's exactly what he was, a worthy winner here at the Pro Tour Grand Finals. But remember, Bastian Steger came here as the 15th player on the qualification route, and here he is in the final, putting up a quite superb performance and showing incredible sportsmanship during that final. Well done, Bastian Steger. Well done, Yun Mizutani. Wonderful entertainment, and the men's singles title goes back to Japan. I'll leave you enjoying some highlights from that outstanding final. My name was Don Parker. Pleasure to talk to you during these championships, and I look forward to perhaps doing it again. It's good evening from me.
오늘 좋은 경기 많이 보셨죠? 영어 공부도 많이 하시고 경품이 차가 준비되어 있는 것도 아시고요. 시상식 금방 끝나니까 조금만 기다려 주시기 바랍니다. 빨리빨리 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 단상에 계신 분들은 시상 장소로 내려와 주시기 바라겠습니다.